much, and like
so you have to attack me because you're going through so much.
No. Wait, hold on. I agree. Hold on. What I'm saying.
Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me.
Why not? I'm going through so much. My husband's in rehab, and like my own friends like had to like I can't even act like they're having drunk for one night. Showing my entire life.
Everyone is still fighting, the vibes are bad, and Jesse's out here screaming into pillows. While Luke and Danny try on engagement rings, and the girlies this episode are still not doing good even after a pinky swear. This episode had me rewinding and saying, let's hash this episode out together. Hey guys, welcome back to Rehash and Rewind, the messiest corner on the internet, where we rehash all the drama together. Join the besties and please hit subscribe. Today we are diving into The Valley episode 6, and honestly everyone needs a nap and a therapist. The group fight and the dark side of Danny. We pick up mid-fight. Everyone's still beefing about Danny and Nia not showing their full life on camera. Brittany is still crashing out.
Can't even act like they're having drunk for one night.
And honestly, everyone just needs to go to bed because this whole trip is imploding right before our eyes. Then Danny walks in and suddenly the energy shifts. No one holds him accountable like they did Nia, and it just made me so sad to see, like, hello, let's keep the same energy for Daniel.
But still hide like your actual things that are going on. Like it's all imagining.
Okay,
Daniel,
who's hiding?
we can have a conversation, explain everything.
Is this pointing to me?
Yes, to you and me.
Jasmine really is the only one who calls Danny out, and everyone else is really quiet.
Please. She's just saying it's not fair that she puts her life at every little dot to the toe, and like other people don't do it.
Jasmine is drunk and she's like, she was saying something so funny and I was laughing so hard because she was like point blank period, stop sign, like something like that. I don't know. It made me chuckle.
Every little dot to the toe.
But the part that really got me is all these people are drunk calling out another drunk person. Like, what's going on? And why is Nia getting all the heat and not Danny? Like, Danny just gets to go get tucked into bed.
I'm just going to take a second and grab some water, but I tell you and I hear you and I understand.
Yes, thank you.
I love you too. I'm not trying to like yell
Her
at you.
life has been on a platter, like slaughtered here, and everybody else is like tiptoeing around their lives.
Not.
And you guys keep the same energy for that man, please. So Nia breaks down to Danny. She tells him that he needs to take accountability. And yes, you freaking go, Nia. You put that man in his place.
Energy drink, we have to go to bed and we have kids to wake up for in the morning.
Energy drink.
I don't really want to be like super consoled right now. I just need to like, two things can be true. No, you did have too much to drink and you fell asleep, and that's good for you. You need the sleep. You're exhausted. You did get home at 11 o'clock at night and wake up at 5 a.m. My group, and yes, you had a little bit too much to drink. No one once said, Nia, hasn't Daniel had a little bit too much to drink? That part of it too? I would have been like, yeah, of course, but like also he's tired, because that is part of it. You had too much to drink, you fell asleep, that's fine.
Why do you keep saying I've had too much to drink? I had the same amount of drink at everybody at the winery.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
You tell him when to stop talking, and more power to ya.
Daniel,
Unless
Daniel, you were feeling good.
Yes.
So own it. That is what it is.
So is everybody.
Exactly. Brittany knows I support her. I'm not sitting here having fun talking about Jack. Finish a sentence. We're not trying to do that, Daniel. Let me finish a sentence.
I'm not your
Let
enemy.
me finish a sentence. I'm not sitting here trying to talk bad about Jax. I'm sitting here trying to support my friend. And if I, for some reason, have a problem with her, I come to her and say, hey, Brittany, like, this is how I'm feeling. You know, I don't just, like, wait till she walks away and talk bad about her.
Right.
It's just the most hurtful part.
Yeah.
They all head back to the valley, and the energy is ice cold. It's like they dipped out just to avoid talking to Nia. Like, Brittany is giving Nia straight up freezer burn vibes. And it just made me so sad because it's just like so avoidant. And where is the girl power for Nia? Michelle meets up with Scheana, and the internet just never disappoints me. This is what I found before I watched this episode. And so the whole time I was watching this episode, I was like, yeah.
And now I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden I hear this agitating, grating voice.
I don't know, guys. I just love being a part of something. And we're all a group here, right? We're all a part of something here. So Michelle gushes about how great Scheana is, and then she drops this huge yikes bomb about Aaron.
Aaron had this conversation with me like, I love you. I love Isabella. Like, I want us to one day be a family, but I can't deal with a crazy ex-husband like that.
Kind of doubting wanting to be with her because of Jesse, which I mean is valid, but still, like,
I know that he's going to be there forever. It's been hard to, accept.
I thought it was so funny because Scheana literally was just like, wow, I'm so sorry.
That if nothing changes, like, I think it's better if we're not together.
Wow, I'm sorry.
My girl, if that was my friend, I would have said he needs to bucket the fuck up or get the fuck on. Like, time to go, buddy. Like, if you can't handle all of this, we're not wasting your time talking to my daughter and saying that he's all about family and he wants to be a family with Michelle, but he's letting this outside drama affect their relationship and he's like willing to leave her if Jesse is still around. It just doesn't make sense. And then we go to Jesse's life coach. And let me tell you, I was surprised by this life coach. So in Jesse's world, he sits down with his life coach, and I kind of did like the advice that the life coach gave.
Yeah, but that makes you bad. The actual thing is that you're hurt because she was cheating for 2 years, but when she projects back onto you, that puts you into devil mode, right? And now the world can just make you wrong for being a dick in devil mode, and everybody forgot about the cheating that was going on for 2 years. As a metaphor, is a garden, and your attention is water. Your attention is the water. Whatever you put your attention on will inevitably grow. So if you put your attention on those beautiful flowers, which is water those flowers, what's gonna happen? But if you go and put a bunch of water in poison ivy, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
He said, your life is a garden. Your attention is water. If you water the flowers, they grow. If you water poison ivy, well, do we like this coach or nah? I'm getting good vibes from him, but I don't think Jesse's like gonna be helpful or gonna be helped.
I wish there was like an easier solution.
But he tells Jesse to stop acting like a dick and stop being so self-important, and I kind of love that. But of course, Jesse doesn't get it. He has to resort to screaming in a pillow.
Like a deep breath or a quick run on the beach.
What about a scream into a pillow?
Into the pillow?
That's 3 times as hard as you can.
Therapy's working great for him. So we get a little sunshine in the valley, and Kristen and Luke show off their giant house with that giant pool, and that pool I'm sure was worth every single penny. I want a pool so bad, but I live somewhere where it's cold 90% of the time, so I can use it 1 to 2 months, but I am a lake girly, natural body of water. Like, I love swimming in the freaking lake. I don't know what it is, but still, to be a California person with nice weather all the time, wild, but I don't think I could do that many people.
House. We're still unsure of where we even want to lay our roots permanently.
This house is the first step in my big plan.
But you guys, Kristen is looking stunning in her confessional. The blue eyeshadow matching dress, full pregnancy glow. I love that for her. Jasmine comes over, and in her confessional, she opens up about how fetishized her relationship feels and how it is not taken seriously.
Being in a queer gay relationship, it's so much harder than being in a straight relationship. Like, the things that comes with it, like just us being at a bar, like men not taking us seriously. It's like this fetishized thing that, like, ooh, 2 women together, like, oh, it's not that serious. I can, touch them, do whatever, and say certain things, and it's not okay.
And that made me sad because her and her fiance are both gorgeous, and their love deserves recognition, and their love is real. And she says if Danny talked to any of the other guys' girlfriends or wives the way he talked to hers, it would have been a whole different situation. And she's not wrong about this.
If it was Janet and you did this Jason, oh man, it probably would have been like a fight. Who knows?
Kristen does take Nia's side. Finally, someone does. And they agree to go to Brittany's for lunch to clear the air. Jasmine says she did feel bad for making Nia cry. And then they jump into the pool. And And now I'm crying because it's so freezing here where I live. Like, I'm literally like, just kidding. I'm not that bad. In the morning, it's bad, but I just want sunshine and jumping in a pool too. Okay, so Luke takes Darkside Danny to pick out engagement rings. And guess where they go? None other than the Vanderpump Rules jeweler himself, Kyle Chan. Apparently, Kristen told him if he spends more than $10K on a ring, ball's gone.
Told me that she will chop my balls off if I spend more than $10,000 on a ring.
But I am crying, like literally crying. That's part when he was talking about how he knew Kristen was the one. And oh my God, it just made me so happy. It was just so sweet, and you can feel the love. And I don't know.
Kristen is the love of my life, and this ring is going to show that. Yep, that's the ring.
This show, I just didn't know this show was going to have me like that this episode. A huge congrats to Kristen and Luke because she's literally due next month, you guys. Oh my God, Kristen is having her baby next month. But switching gears, let's talk about Isabella. Oh my goodness, she's the cutest little girl I've ever seen. Like, she is just a little button. And I am someone who does not like seeing kids on reality TV, but Isabella, I love a woman in charge. You can tell that she's the total boss of Jesse and Michelle. And maybe they do need a total boss baby. Maybe they do need a boss baby. I don't know.
IKEA.
I'd rather not because it's mommy's house.
But I want it.
Isabella can get bossy, but she kind of always wins.
All right, I'm gonna drop off the key then.
Then we head to Brittany's ladies' lunch, and honestly, 10 out of 10 for vibes. Negative 2.5 out of 10 for the way it ends. I was so disappointed, you guys.
What's up, business? Hi.
Hi.
Oh, we're so cute.
So in another confessional slay, Brittany looks so beautiful in this confessional. I love the glam. I love her hair. I love the outfit. The energy, stunning. I kind of tried to... I wear my hair. I don't know what I've been doing with these, but I was trying to copy Brittany's look. It didn't work out because I'm more of a messy bun mom. I don't know what you guys think. But you guys, Jasmine looked so good with those red heels. She literally ate. I really like that TikTok that's going around where everyone's like, I don't know. I just think it's funny. She came dressed to slay the day. And sidebar, can we talk about caviar real quick? Why do rich people eat caviar? I've never had it. I don't even know if I want to try it. It's giving expensive fish eggs on a cracker. Isn't that what caviar is? Like, you're telling me they spend like $300 on a little can of sea spawn? Caviar seems like a scam, but rich people need scammed, I guess. Like, we need to be scamming them more often. Anyways, the vibes start off sweet. Brittany and Jasmine apologize for getting so upset. And Nia opens up about how hurt she was that everyone waited till she left to talk about her.
You know, haven't been able to stop thinking about it, and I'm able to sleep really well. And all that. It was just really hurtful that, like, my friends waited till I left the table to say something. Like, we're sitting here talking to each other. If you were like, Nia, come on, I feel like Daniel's passed out because he had some wine. Like, say it to me.
Then Jasmine brings up the Halloween party, the one where Danny got wasted.
Months ago, we all know Danny got really drunk at the bar.
Yeah, October.
Said some inappropriate things, some touching, got kicked out of Jax's bar. And I think that's why I got triggered.
And Nia finally lays it all out. She says in her confessional, I believe, we worked through group therapy, individual therapy, marriage counseling. We've had hard conversation. It's been a lot of work, but it's brought us to a better place.
You pretend that everything's perfect, and I think that's what people were noticing.
And then this part had me silent. She starts to explain why she chooses to be so positive.
The perception of how I am is just different because maybe you don't know what I come from. I was homeless with my mom when I was a kid. Like, we were living in a shelter. We, like, slept on couches. We pitched tents in people's backyards.
Like, let that sink in. If you haven't grew up poor, you do not know. Like, it is such a privilege to grow up with basic needs. My light's not working now, guys, so we're just gonna have to do the rest of this video without a light because my light just wants to ruin my life. Then she talks about being an adult with a job and sleeping in her car. She says that she would park in the employee parking lot and sleep. And then one day she woke up to a security guard knocking saying, "You can't sleep here."
I literally remember getting into the front seat of my car from sleeping in the back seat and saying, like, thank you, God, that I at least have a car. You know, if you felt like I was hiding something, it was more hurtful to me that you waited till I left the table. Like, if you had, like, a concern or a problem or, like, an issue with me, it's like, ask me. Like, I'm not hiding stuff. You were saying something to my face. Like,
And if her friends think that choosing joy is hiding something, they can think what they want because she knows her truth. And Kristen was so sweet. She had no idea that Nia had been through so much. And
if I hear anyone saying anything negative about Nia, they're going to have to deal with me first.
She says if anyone talks about her again, they will have to go through her. Kristen's claws are out, and I love that for her.
life has not been easy, but that's okay because it's made me strong.
But then, dun, 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 a dark cloud comes over. And Janet, she tells this wild story about how Danny was chugging tequila in the pantry and it made her uncomfortable because she used to date someone with major alcohol and drug issues. And Nia stops her immediately and says that
I feel like that's a really big statement for you to kind of make. I know you're trying to be nice, but like that's kind of like really a big thing to say. Like if you have a problem with Daniel's like drinking, like
I think she means because he's in the closet.
But then you just she just compared it to someone who had drug and alcohol problems.
that's a crazy thing to say. Why would you say that? And honestly, I think Nia was right in this decision, but Janet doubles down and suddenly I'm getting major La La Kent vibes. She says in the after show, God forbid I compare a painful experience I had to Nia's perfect effing husband.
Yeah, because God forbid I compare a very painful and difficult experience I went through to Nia's perfect husband.
Girl, what? This was hands down the worst apology I've ever seen. And then she outed Nia for being a part of like an anonymous group that helps people with like family members that struggle with addiction or something. Like she called Nia out and said that Nia was a part of that group.
I heard that Nia's been in Al-Anon for this issue. I mean, I went to Al-Anon. I think it's a great support group. If she's going to that, that's great. Just say what it is, because when you hide it, it kind of begs more questions.
And then they all make a pinky promise to be best friends together forever and never talk behind each other's backs again.
Like, if there's a problem, go to the person. Yeah. Straight up and ask.
Let's all pinky swear to each other.
Pinky promise. Feels like
We're
a witch.
gonna do that from here on out.
But the second Nia walks out, those pinkies were gone. Like poof, chopped up like Serena from The Handmaid's Tale. That pinky promise literally walked out the door with Nia.
I still feel, I'm not gonna lie, a little, when somebody cries in front of me, I just like, I can't.
Yeah.
She
just
literally poured her heart out and explained exactly why she does it.
I'm not saying he has a drinking problem, but I'm telling you, I know signs.
To call someone like an alcoholic.
She didn't call me. She said it triggered her. But I'm sorry, if you show up no costume at Jax's bar Halloween with a jacket on, no costume, and start grabbing people's ass and telling me to call you daddy, you got a problem and get kicked out twice.
And Danny's
okay, as soon as she leaves, they pretty much go back to talking about her. But Nia knows her spidey senses are tingling. She knows Janet is not coming from a good place. And ladies, always trust that intuition.
Feel like what Daniel and I have experienced and worked through is now kind of being thrown back at me and even like weaponized. And it just doesn't feel right.
Your gut don't lie. Kristen's jaw was on the floor. Like, wasn't the issue that Nia had was that they were talking about her after she left and then they do the exact same thing? Like, what is going on? But the exact same thing happens that happened at that night at the dinner party. Nia runs home and tells Danny everything, and Janet runs home and tells Jason. Now Jason wants to talk to Danny and put Danny in his place. He is also talking about how Danny needs to question his relationship with alcohol because this whole thing is a mess. And
I mean, I think that I should talk to Danny. I don't know if he'll just say it's like, oh, you know, I'm stressed out, just blowing off steam, or if it's like a deeper thing, because really to get to that blackout level is a different animal.
They shouldn't feel uncomfortable around their friend, worried that he's going to drink too much. Like, that's not okay. And it sounds like some people need to set up some boundaries. If they don't want to be around Danny, then they need to say that. But we find out that Jax is getting out of rehab and moving right next door to Tom Schwartz. Gross.
Jax was like, well, I already signed a lease to a condo. He's moving in next door to Tom Schwartz. I do not want him to get out. I wish he was like in actual jail.
Brittany literally says, I wish he was in jail. Like, that's how scared Brittany is of Jax getting out of rehab. And then Kristen is defending Danny again, saying Jason has no room to judge. He literally takes his wedding ring off.
Jason's in no space to be judging. Keep your wedding ring on, then you can start talking.
Jaw on the floor. Janet's perfect husband might not be so perfect. So get ready, because it looks like we're finally going to get tea on Jason slipping his wedding ring on and off. And maybe Danny will finally get the wake-up call he needs. No more blacking out, no more crossing lines, and no more excuses, Daniel. I don't know, but I feel bad for Nia. I know I'm biased, but she's giving self-awareness, growth, and boundaries, and we need more of that. If you made it to the end, I love you. Now sound off in the comments. Let's spill all the tea in the comments. Do we think Aaron is really all in on Michelle, or is he going to dip out when things get real? Should Jesse get a redemption arc, or is it too late? Are you Team Nia? Not Team Danny. This has nothing to do with him. This is between the girlies. And was Janet out of pocket for that comment? And seriously, would you eat caviar, or have you ate caviar? Is it good? Is it like worth trying? And that is it for your messy minute. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's chaos, and hydrate because the show is really dehydrating. Bye. You guys, I had to include this clip from the after show while I was editing because like just listen how shady it was, you guys, and let me know what you guys think.
Jasmine texted me and said, he's for sure an alcoholic. I know the signs. I've seen this before. He does this all the time. I mean, she was really the first one to say, like, he's an alcoholic.
An alcoholic.
No, I think he just has a problem. I think he has his relationship with alcohol isn't the best right now. It's so sad to say this, but it made me feel as like, is she saying this to like get off? Like,
because
hey
who
guys,
told
like,
you?
I'm gonna tell you that I was homeless, so now you can't get mad at me.
I was kind of waiting for it to make sense. I was like, maybe she'll say like, because of my past, like I hide things. And it just kind of felt like, you guys shouldn't be doing anything to upset me because I've had a really rough childhood and upbringing. And to me, it did feel like trying to gain sympathy.
This after show clip left my jaw on the floor. I feel so bad for Nia, and you know who your real friends are, Nia. Like, you know who they are. I'm just gonna say that because these women are not your real friends.
Everybody felt really bad because she was crying, and it completely changed the dynamic at that dinner.
And we didn't really ever talk about what was going on with Danny, because how are we supposed to respond to someone who just told us like they were homeless as a child, which
Janet really does not get it. The reason why Nia told you guys that is because she was explaining who she is and how she doesn't like to fester in negativity like you. My goodness, she really doesn't get it. Like, how are the dots not connecting? How are the dots not connecting? Oh my gosh. You guys let me know in the comments. Jeez, I had to add this all in. Bye.
Because how are we supposed to respond to someone who just told us like they were homeless as a child, which obviously like all of us can feel for.
Do you think coming into that night she knew she was going to tell you guys that story?
Yeah.
There was a little bit of part of me that felt like it was rehearsed. It just kind of felt like, you know, I need to have an excuse ready for why I do these things.
And if I can be that point of like light and kindness and positivity, I'd rather choose to bring that into people's life.
Rehash and rewind, we'll spill the tea. Reality stars and what's on TV. Gossip and scandal, it's quite a thrill. Sit back, relax, you know the drill.